If I told you there's one exercise, just one, that every woman over 50 should be doing no matter her fitness level, no matter her schedule, and no matter how long it's been since she last worked out, would you believe me? Because what I'm about to share with you isn't hype, it's not a fitness trend, and it's definitely not one of those complicated, impossible to stick to routines you see online. This is simple, powerful, and backed by some of the strongest research we have about aging, strength, bone health, mobility, and longevity. And the reason I'm making this video is because too many women discover it too late, after back pain starts, after balance gets shaky, after everyday activities feel heavier than they used to. So before any of that happens to you, I want you to hear this right now. The one exercise every woman over 50 must do is the sit to stand. Yes, the same movement you do every day without thinking about it. But once you learn how powerful it really is, and once you do it intentionally, consistently, and with the right technique, it becomes one of the most transformative exercises you'll ever do. And I'm going to explain exactly why, how to do it, how many to start with, how it improves your body in ways that surprise you, and why some doctors and physical therapists consider it a vital sign for mobility and independence. But before we get into that, let me ask you something. When was the last time you stood up from a chair and noticed it wasn't as effortless as it used to be? Maybe you pushed off your knees. Maybe you braced yourself on the armrests. Maybe you felt pressure in your knees or your lower back, or you couldn't stand up as smoothly as you did even a few years ago. These are early signs, not of aging itself, but of muscle loss. And muscle loss is something none of us can escape unless we actively fight it. Women over 50 lose muscle faster than men. That's not your fault, it's biology. After menopause, estrogen drops, and estrogen plays a major role in maintaining muscle mass and bone density. So not only do the muscles weaken, but the bones themselves are more vulnerable to thinning. This is why so many women develop osteopenia or osteoporosis without realizing it, and why a simple fall can turn into a serious injury. But here's the good news. Your body responds beautifully to strength-based movements, even if you're starting late. You can absolutely rebuild strength. You can absolutely improve balance. You can absolutely increase bone density. And you can absolutely get stronger at any age. The sit to stand is the perfect place to begin, because it trains the exact muscles you rely on every single day. Your thighs, your glutes, your hips, your core, and surprisingly, even your ankles. You use these muscles when you go upstairs, when you lift groceries, when you get up off the floor, when you climb into a car, when you walk, when you catch yourself from falling, and when you simply move through life with confidence. It is the most functional, real-world exercise there is. But here's the part most people don't know. Your ability to stand up from a seated position without using your hands is such a strong indicator of longevity that some doctors actually test it during checkups. People who struggle with this movement tend to have weaker leg strength, lower balance scores, less mobility, and are at higher risk for future disability. But the ones who can perform it well, especially without leaning forward excessively or pushing with their arms, tend to stay stronger, more independent, and more mobile as they age. And the best part? You don't need a gym. You don't need equipment. You don't need a trainer. All you need is a chair and a few minutes. So let's break this down in the simplest way possible. Imagine you're sitting in a normal chair. Feet flat, knees hip-width apart. Your chest stays open, not slumped, not leaning excessively forward. Your core gently engaged. And then, instead of using momentum or pushing off your thighs, you press through your heels, activate your thighs and glutes, and rise to stand. Then, with control, you sit back down. That's it. But done intentionally, this engages the exact muscles that protect your knees, your hips, your spine, and even your balance. Now, some of you might be thinking, that sounds too easy. Let me tell you something. The sit to stand is only easy when your body is strong. When the muscles weaken, this movement becomes one of the first to go. And that's exactly why mastering it, and strengthening it, is essential. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't skip brushing because your teeth already work. You brush to keep them working. This is the same. Let's talk about why this exercise works so well. First, it builds leg strength, especially in the quadriceps, which are the muscles that support your knees. Knee pain is one of the biggest complaints among women over 50, And often the issue isn't the knee joint itself, it's the muscles around it that have weakened. Strong quads reduce knee pain dramatically and prevent further wear. Second, it strengthens the glutes, and this is huge. Weak glutes lead to lower back pain, hip stiffness, and poor balance. They're also essential for pelvic stability, which many women struggle with after childbirth, menopause, or years of sitting. Third, it improves your core without doing sit-ups. Standing up from a chair requires core activation to stabilize the spine and prevent you from tipping forward. It's a natural, safe way to train the core, especially for people who can't or shouldn't do crunches. Fourth, the sit-to-stand subtly trains balance because the transition from sitting to standing and back down requires control. When you improve your balance, you reduce your risk of falling by a huge margin. And fifth, it trains your cardiovascular system. Doing multiple reps in a row gets your heart rate up gently, which is ideal for people who need exercise but prefer low-impact activity that doesn't stress the joints. But the biggest benefit of all might be confidence. I've worked with many women in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, and the one thing they all want is to feel strong again. Not gym strong, but life strong, the kind of strength you use when you travel, carry bags, play with grandchildren, garden, clean, shop, climb stairs, and simply move through your day without feeling older than you are. This one movement can help you reclaim that strength. Now let's talk about form, because the magic is in the details. I want you to imagine yourself sitting tall in a chair. Your feet are planted firmly. Your knees align with your toes, not collapsing inward. Your chest stays lifted. You inhale as you prepare to stand, and as you exhale, you press through the heels, squeeze the thighs, squeeze the glutes, and stand all the way up. Then, here's the important part, you control the descent back down. No dropping, no plopping. Slow, steady, controlled. That lowering phase is where a lot of the muscle strengthening happens. If you struggle with this movement or if you haven't exercised in a while, I want you to know that's completely okay. You can modify it. You can place the chair slightly higher. You can place pillows on the seat. You can spread your feet a little wider. You can hold onto the sides of the chair gently. You can even start with a partial stand, lifting your hips just a few inches before sitting back down. Every effort counts. And the beautiful part? Your body adapts quickly. Within days, you'll notice improvement. Within weeks, you'll feel stronger. Within months, the movement that once felt challenging will feel effortless. If, on the other hand, you're already capable of doing multiple reps easily, we can challenge your body safely. You can slow down the movement. You can pause at the bottom. You can pause halfway up. You can lift your arms in front of you for balance. You can hold light weights. You can use a lower chair. You can add a small jump at the top, but only if your joints are healthy. There are many ways to grow, and what matters is progress, not perfection. Now let's imagine something. Imagine you're 65, or 70, or 75. You're traveling. You're carrying groceries. You're going upstairs. You're getting up from the floor after playing with grandkids. And you don't need help. You don't struggle. You don't hesitate. You don't fear falling. You feel strong, stable, capable, and steady. That's what consistent sit-to-stands build for you, independence. And that's priceless. What I want you to understand is that aging isn't the enemy. Inactivity is. And one of the biggest misconceptions is that strength training means lifting heavy weights or joining a gym. But functional strength, the kind that keeps your body young, is built through simple movements like this. Movements your body was designed to perform. Movements that mimic real life. Movements that reconnect you with the muscles that slowly stop working when you stop using them. Now let me take you through the science briefly. Studies show that older adults who perform sit-to-stand training just a few times per week significantly improve their leg strength, balance, and mobility. They also walk faster, climb stairs easier, reduce knee pain, and improve bone density when combined with vitamin D and calcium. Researchers even track how many times someone can complete sit-to-stands in 30 seconds as an indicator of functional capacity. Women who score well tend to live more independently and maintain better overall health. So yes, this one movement matters more than most people realize. But let's keep this real and practical. How many should you do? If you're completely new to exercise or haven't moved much lately, start with 5 reps. Just 5. Then do another 5. That's your starting point. If you're moderately active, try 10 to 15 reps. If you're in good shape, aim for 20. And you don't have to do them all at once. You can break them throughout the day. 5 in the morning. 5 while waiting for tea. 5 before lunch. It all adds up. What matters most is consistency. You don't have to sweat. You don't have to suffer. You just have to move your body intentionally every day. And the sit to stand is the simplest way to do that. If you did nothing else, no gym, no weights, no classes, just this, you would still be giving your body one of the best gifts you can give it. I want you to visualize your life 6 months from now. You're stronger. Your legs feel firmer. Your balance feels steady. Your posture improves. Your back hurts less. Your knees feel supported. Stairs don't leave you winded. You feel more confident walking, standing, and moving. And when you get up from a chair, you don't think twice. That's what this exercise creates, freedom. Now let me share something I've heard many times from women over 50. I wish I started sooner. But the truth is, the best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is right now. And you don't have to start perfectly. You don't need the perfect outfit, the perfect space, or the perfect schedule. You just need a chair and the willingness to begin. So here's what I want you to do after this video. Stand up from your seat. Do 5 slow, controlled sit-to-stands. Notice how your body feels. Notice which muscles activate. Notice your balance. And let that be your starting point. Tomorrow, do it again. The day after, again. And before you know it, you'll feel the difference. Your body is capable of more than you think. Strength isn't lost forever. It's rebuilt through tiny, consistent steps. This exercise is where that rebuilding begins. And the amazing part is that the benefits spill into every area of your life. You move better. You feel better. You age better. You stay independent longer. You stay confident longer. You stay you longer. If you take only one thing from this video, let it be this. Strength is a choice, not an age. And the sit to stand is the simplest, most effective choice you can make today. Start now. Start small. Stay consistent. And watch your body thank you with every step, every movement, every day.